Hello there, and welcome back to All of Fabric 5 with me, your host and original Minecraft frog, Kmbles. Today we're going to be getting a little bit creative, if you know what I mean, and try and get a few things automated with Create. That's Create with a capital C. While we're here, I just wanted to show you guys, we've upgraded the Conjurer between episodes. Hex Triplet of Burgundy was kind enough to let us know that you can house up to 8 of each of the charms here, but we didn't have enough netherite scrap for all of that. That's our complete supply of netherite scrap gone, so I'll have to wait till we get some more before we can fully upgrade this thing. But yeah, if you spot anything like that I could do better, or perhaps mistakes I've made in a video, then please let me know and I'll be sure to fix my mistakes. Thanks again to Hex. Alright, let's not waste any more time and jump straight into Create. We're actually going to have entity issues if we let this guy spawn in indefinitely, as we haven't got our storage sorted out yet. So you'll see here on the quest book, coming soon, currently being made, there is a major update coming to All of Fabric in a couple of days, or maybe by the time you see this video, it's already come out. But in lieu of a quest book, the mod creators have done a pretty cool advancements guide here. And they've also made this super detailed pondering page, which is insane. No other mod, I've never seen any other mod do something as detailed as this. So those two things should be able to get us through. Now, I'm not sure just how far we'll get into Create today, but I'm hoping that we can at least get some deployer set up so we can automate some of these things that have been holding us back, like the infusion table, the soul forge. And I'm hoping maybe some automated sifting will help us reclaim a bunch of netherite scraps that we need to finish off the Conjurer. The drop rates are really low, but I mean, it is automated and it is freaking netherite scraps, so I shouldn't complain. But I'm definitely not going to do any more manual sifting anymore. That stuff is tedious. But I also want to have a whole bunch of Create materials ready for the big ocean monument drain that I'll be doing over on Twitch this week. So first things first, I know we're going to need a whole bunch of this andesite alloy, which is just little nuggets of iron and andesite. It's 2 andesite per alloy if you just do it on the crafting grid, but you can also mix it 1 for 1. We've already got this set up, so that's obviously my preferred option. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 with 1 little nugget left over. And we're just going to get this mixing up here. Is that automatically outputting? It's not. Not to worry, we can have this set up to automatically output down here. And we'll just wait till we get a stack of andesite. We'll just wait till we get a stack of andesite alloy. I believe you can actually speed this guy up with a bit of gunpowder, right? Yeah, there we go. Oh my god. What a constant pain you are. Layer damage plate causes damage plate to anything that walks on it. Oh, that does sound pretty cool. Just the one. I was hoping to buy at your stock. Alright, perhaps over here's not a bad spot to get playing around. So you'll see andesite alloy has unlocked quite a few other things. First things first with Create is you want to look at creating, what do they call that? Rotational force. Well, basically just power. And we'll probably do that in the first instance just by setting up some water wheels here. So we're going to need a whole bunch of large cogs and small cogs. And a bunch of the big ones as well. And that should help us craft up the water wheels. Where's my advancement? I think that's an advancement. I'll place a water wheel and try getting it to spin. All right, we can do that. Let's place it down here. We'll put all 3 in there for now. All right, there's our advancement, but this doesn't look like the most efficient water wheel in the world. Probably because it isn't. So we need to find a way to get these spinning as fast as possible. And remember, you can hold onto W over an item and it will show you how it works. So you want the water to spin with the groove there, not against it. Actually, against the groove, not with it. It slows down otherwise. But after doing a bit of experimenting in Creative, it seems you can also upgrade it like this. So with water down there, oh, seems to be spinning the wrong way. Maybe that'll change. So we'll get bubble columns in each of those. Oops, doesn't seem to like that. Okay, at least now it's spinning the right way. Oh, we can get, I think there's a way to make this easy to see if we get goggles, engineer's goggles. So that should be as simple as that. Okay, there's our goggles. Sadly, that means, what does it mean? Oh, they have their own slot. Can we see them? I'm not sure if you guys can see that properly, but without goggles, with goggles. Oh, now they're on the top of my head. Before they were right down on my chin. Oh, you can wear them in different spots. I think I'm going to wear them on my chin like an old frog. Okay, this is now flowing over that way, but I believe we could probably get it to spin a bit quicker by having a current over the top. There we go. Now each of these water wheels are spinning at 256 stress units. Now there are other ways in which you can create rotational force. The main alternative being windmills, which, to be honest, I think are just worth jumping into straight away if you can. Right now down here, we're just doing a little bit of testing and tinkering to get things started. But I think in the future, we'll definitely rely on the windmill instead. I'm actually going to muffle these sounds for now, as they're getting a bit much. All right, first things first, we need to stick a thingamajiggy on there. Some shafts, like so. And I want to turn that. I probably should have built this whole water wheel thing one block higher, because now it's at a level we can't quite do anything with it. But I believe these gearboxes will save the day. So let's make a few of them. So to make these, we need andesite casings and a gearbox. I think you can just flip it. Yep, you just flip it like that. So, and then I guess we want to flip it again, just for fun. And now we have rotational force coming out here. All right, sweet. Okay, so let's make a few toys here and see how we go. We'll just start off with something nice and easy, like a millstone. And this thing we need to give some rotational force. We can probably do that with one of these guys. And then there's our spinny thing. Now, from memory, I've played around with this in the past. Do you just right-click it? No. I think you have to throw it in. Ah, cool. And if you see the particles there, it's just doing its thing. And then you right-click to take it out. Or you can get fancy with belts. I think we're obviously going to go for the belt method. We need dried kelp. Now, I don't have any dried kelp, but I know where a bunch of regular kelp is. And while we're busy doing our thing down there, we can get this guy cooking up. Okay, this might be a fun thing to automate. So if we get this set up to deposit wheat, grind it up, put it on a belt, and then have the wheat flour washed into dough, which you can cook 1-to-1 into bread or make slime balls out of it. That would be a nice renewable way of slime balls. Oh, you can automate your recipes here. So I guess it holds onto the Croptopia pan and you just have to feed it. Can we make beef Wellingtons? What? Oh, we can with automated shaped crafting. That's currently what we've been munching on here in our cooler, and they do us well. I'm getting a bit loyal to my beef Wellingtons there. So we need to make these fancy things then. So that just takes from chests and accepts. I suspect it'll take from this as well. It's not quite what I expected, but so you can make belts with kelp, like so. Don't know what to do with them. All right, if in doubt, hit the ponder button, right? Oh, of course, a belt has to have rotational force, which means we can set one up here and another one a bit further down our line. Now, this is getting rather messy, but it looks like I can at least just invert it twice. Yeah, that's not my preferred method, but at least we got it spinning the correct way. So let's get you back connected. And now if we stick this on here, it'll start giving us our wheat. And for now, we just want that going into a chest. Hey, it works. And it moves me too, which is cool. God, this mod is gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, the only thing that's actually taking stress out of the system so far is the millstone here. And we've got like roughly 750 to play with. Now that is incredibly slow. How about we speed this thing up? So if we were to put a big one on that, so I know you can speed things up and slow them down by kind of alternating between big and small cogs here. Like that would have that one going, and you put this on there. And if we just do that a couple times, like that, look, let's see how far we can push this. Does that do damage? No, it's just a cool breeze. Okay, that's ridiculously fast. Now we need to just connect this back to the system. You can connect them like that? I didn't know that. Oh, that is super nifty. We should be able to connect that. Overstressed? What do you mean? I can't do that? I chucked in an extra water wheel, so now we have about 1,000 stress units. And look at the insanity of this thing. Sadly, it's... Can I outrun it? I can. I can just outrun it. Ooh! That was dizzying. But things here are kind of going the wrong way now, so... Did you see how fast that went? Did you see how fast that went? Let's play around with that a bit more. So I'm going to chuck in some wheat into this guy. Maybe that's too fast. And where do we check our stress? Where do we check our stress levels? Right here, I suppose. Max stress, max speed. Now I know I'm going to be in trouble then as soon as I add another machine to this, right? Because I'm already max stressed. Yeah, I'll need to find a way how to slow this guy down, because currently the entirety of this rotational generation power contraption machiney thingy is being consumed by our windmill, by our windstone here. So a little bit of time has passed and we've finally come around to our senses, and I just had to redo the entire thing down here. It was a mess earlier, and I think I learnt a few lessons through my mistakes, which is the best way to learn things. Sorry you guys had to be there to witness so much of it. But we have achieved our goal. We have accomplished our dreams. With about 1,000 stress units, we're now we've got a super duper wheat crushing setup here now. But sadly, the belt is just, it's not what it used to be. We're not going to get fit from walking on this thing. Yeah, so I decided, how about giving up on this whole, like, speed it to the max systems that we had going on here? Because that introduces a problem of its own, I have discovered, or I think. Oh yeah, I made this wrench, by the way, which is, it definitely is a useful tool, because you can just go, boop, and you get that item back in your inventory. So as you can see, this is actually spinning at the slowest possible speed, 16 rotations a minute, 16 rotations per minute. That is very slow. 1, 2, that's fast. I don't know. Maybe it is 16. I don't have the patience to wait. Yeah, so we're not doing any speeding up here because I really needed to slow this belt down. We got this thing here called an encased fan, which if you put water in front of it will blow nice cool air, and it washes whatever's in front of it. So we can just stand here and wash some of the stink off ourselves. Yeah, and then I thought if I want something to go faster, I will just speed it up at the other end, you know? That's when you do the kind of alternating big to small. So we've got this guy here running at a slight faster speed. This guy's at 32. We've doubled the speed here of the encased fan. So the way this works is you just open up your groceries, grab yourself some wheat or anything else that you want cut down and washed. You put those items in here. The chute will just drop them down. And this guy here will just slowly kind of get to work. And that's wheat flour that it puts out here. Oh, what's this? We've got a new contender. The fan is washing the wheat flour. And just before, it's too bad we can't actually see the animation. Just before it hits the end here, it gets converted into the dough. Yes, there's not much to look at, but it's a start. And I'm learning today. Today I had to have a bit of a tinker around just to figure things out and get the learning process going. So yeah, it's a pretty simple setup, but we all start somewhere. And, you know, this guy, whatever you need washed, this guy here will sort you out. This is the latest in Scandinavian-inspired washing technology. It outwashes 99% of its competition, so no complaining. Now, we all know that this is only scratching the surface with Create, but the kind of things that we want to do with Create kind of go a little bit too far down the tech tree for me to do today. And the first thing is I'm going to need to get my hands on a whole bunch of sand for the ocean monument drain that I'll be doing. And I was hoping that we could get it set up with Create here. So throw in gravel into the big crushers to give you sand. Similarly, getting gravel from cobblestone. But I think we're just going to have to go with something that we have already set up, which is just the macerator. So we macerate gravel to sand, we macerate cobble to gravel, and we can mix cobble into itself with a little generator there, which should be pretty easy to set up. I'd much rather do it with Create because it's fun and I want to learn, but I'm just not going to go there today. And the second thing we're going to need is a deployer here so we can automate a whole bunch of things that we've been wanting to, like stripping enchantments off the armor sets that come from our mob farms. It'd be so cool if that could be done automatically. So all I have to do is come and check a chest and grab whatever enchanting books I want, because the armor is always something shoddy like gold anyway, and we don't really need that. So let's quickly go sort out this sand situation, and then we'll get to work with the deployers. Hello, it's Future Kimbles here, going back in time just to do a proper job explaining how I set up my sand and glass generator. Keep your eyes away from the MIDI map. I wouldn't want you to get any spoilers for the next episode. I'm not sure if this is a sensible way to do things, but it seems to be the correct ratios. So we wanted to make sand with modern industrialization, and that is basically a macerator will convert gravel to sand, another macerator will convert cobble to gravel, and then you can make a quick cobble generator here with a mixer. You just need water and lava. It doesn't consume them. And then it'll process one cobble into two. I took that to mean initially that one of these cobble generators could feed like 2 production lines. Of course, it might make 2 cobblestone, but one of them has to come back in to feed the mixer for the next iteration. So I've just got that sorted out here with pipes. The cobble will get extracted from these pipes. And on the inside here, I've just set a priority filter of 1. You can have it as high as you want, but the other ones down here are set to 0. So this guy will feed itself first, or feed its neighbor if it's short. Similarly, it's got a priority of 1. And then it'll feed the remaining cobble once it has a bit of a buffer. I've just set a buffer of 16. You can do that by scrolling the mouse wheel. And the capacity on these empty slots down to 0. There's no point in having 4 full stacks of cobble just sitting there. And so once they've fed themselves, the cobblestone will come down the pipes here and get fed into the macerators. And these guys are set to auto-eject on the bottom. You can't see it, but if you hit the bottom of it with a modern industrialization wrench, it sets the auto-extraction point. And you just tick the boxes here. Similarly with this guy, auto-extracts into the steel barrel here. And these things cap out at something like 8192, is it? Yeah, 8192. So that's quite a lot of sand there being built up. And then we just extract the sand on the red cable here and then feed it into the back of, I wasn't sure how many I needed, and I thought, why not just go all out? We built 6 furnaces, and that's been making our glass. And we've got more glass than we know what to do with now. So hopefully that makes sense. If you know a smarter way of how to do this with modern industrialization, let me know. And I've just realized that we really need to come back and finish off this and get diamonds and all those kinds of things set up too. Back to you in the studio, past Kimbles. Okay, now onto the deployer, which is a bit more fun, I think. We need brass sheets, which I guess you can get the Create way, or we could just choose them in for now since we're already down here. Yeah, that's why. For this, we need brass dust, 2 for 3. This gives you 3 for 3. So for a better ratio, you mix it up with copper and zinc. And with that, I think that ought to give us enough. And then a furnace will smoke that up for us. And then a compressor here will give that a smush. I don't think I showed you guys how I made the electron tubes previously. I cut all that out. So it's just polished rose quartz, which you get from rose quartz. You compress rose quartz, redstone, and quartz. Like so. And give that a compress. If you're making 1, you may as well make 30, 36, right? Okay, and with that, we should be able to make, what was it? Some brass hands, and then a bunch of deployers. Okay, and with those deployers in hand, let's get ourselves a auto strip enchanting setup going. Now you're a fist? Finger? Fist. Oh. Let's see. When in doubt, you ponder it, right? Aha. So you need to come off, my friend. And we need to get this set up with a chute. Aha. Thank you. So if you give it an item, it'll take it and deploy it. That is good to see. What if we give an infusion table? What if we give it a this stone sword, for instance, and put a book down here? Yes, that's good to see. But you'll pop it off again. Okay, we just need to slow it down. Okay, so this is the best that I've come up with so far. And it's pretty messy, and I'm not sure how we're going to work with the time in here. So if we had one deployer push in books, another deployer push in the enchanted items, which doesn't actually need a filter, and a third deployer lighting the thing, if we could get the timing on this working okay, I'm not sure if we'll need a fourth one to pick it up or not, but if we can get the timing working on this okay, then I'll be pretty happy. So for instance, so book goes first, then item, then we light that thing, and then magic happens, and then you pop it off. That's the thinking. I guess now I just need to figure out the timing on this. Okay, so I'm going to put my big brain on and see if we can't get this automated, and hopefully we'll be right back with success. Okay, this is the monstrosity I was able to come up with. It should be emphasized that I came up with this all on my own. I haven't watched any YouTube videos or anything like that. So it works, although there is a design flaw that we'll get to in a minute. What I had to do is I actually had to get a bit more brass, and we got this thing here called a sequenced, no, please don't rain on my parade, sequenced gear shift, which lets you set kind of like so this thing should be spinning, but it's not going to until I give it a redstone signal, and then it'll go through these moves. It'll push the piston here, one forward, it'll wait for 6 seconds, it'll pull it back. That's what this indication here is, this arrow here, and then it'll wait for another 6 seconds. Anything less seemed to not be enough time. And the deploy is here. I love how chaotic this is. I'm sure there's probably a really easy way to get this done. But anyway, we put books up in the top chest. So this guy's always trying to push a book. This one here is always trying to push some kind of enchantment. And we'll change this one to an entangled chest in a minute. This is just like we just need to see that this works. The infusion table is going to get a book and armor or a weapon put on it. It'll come over to the next slot. This one will ignite it, and then it'll take a few seconds for the process on the infusion table to occur, and then this one pokes it off and it falls down. The hopper here just sucks out the enchanted book and it'll put into a chest. So let's try this out. That might kick things off. This thing is gonna, oh, here we go. Increase it just a little bit to 1 second. We've got the book. Have we ignited it? No. We got the items back. All right, let's try again, round 2. Drops a book. You're not spinning. Deployer item overflow. It appears the deployer contains excess items that need to be extracted. Use a hopper. What are you talking about? Oh no, we might be here for a minute to test this thing out. Okay, that one worked. I think it's just about getting these guys sequenced in the right time. Hurry up and poke it. Okay, and then you suck it back. We got a book. Do we have an item? Overflown again. Okay, it's not working the best. I had to build this insane overflow system over back here. But that was just a book. Let's take it back now. We're going to have book and then the shoes. Okay, this is working. Oh, and that guy's got another thing. I had to put a filter on this one at the back here. Move forward, please. It popped the shoes off. It popped the items off. You're timed wrong. But it works. Maybe all we need to do is just to reset it. Light. Okay, the pokin's doing nothing. We got a book. It got sucked up into there. Oh, that one worked okay. We got another one in there. Oh, I'm getting nervous. This truly is a crazy system, which kind of sometimes works and more often than not doesn't. Just keeps spitting books back out. I think if we doubled the speed on the top guys here, that might improve things a little bit for us. Or half the speed for these guys. Okay, with any luck that'll fix things up. So these top guys here now travel at twice the speed of these lower guys. Yeah, see this is taking 128 stress units. I'm not sure of the speed, but this one's only taking 64. And with any luck, that might solve our problems. Although God forbid something happens like we run out of books or we run out of armor, I think this whole thing might come to a grinding halt. Oh, it said deployer jammed. Deployer item jam or something like that, whatever it said. But because we've got this little system here set up, the items that jam just get filtered out and put back in to the top of the chest, and so I guess it gets to try again. I'm not sure if this is the most efficient way to do things. In fact, if anything, I'm certain it's not. Look, I'm pretty soaked. We've got enough flint and steel there to last a lifetime. Guys, it's popped off. And it goes in the chest. I'm going to chalk that up as a win. Now we need to get a way for all of our cool items to end up in here. And we can do that with an entanglement chest, I believe. With one of these. Or actually, two of these. So let's get away from these noisy sheep. And these things are really cool because they send items. They're just like ender chests, only you can color code them. So when you have a set, they'll share amongst each other. So you can put items in on one spot and extract them on the other. So we'll have one over by our mob farm and then one over by our enchanting station. We've left this in quite a state. So I better clean all this up. I've made quite a mess here. So what we want to do is have everything enchanted come this way and everything unenchanted to go that way into trash. So we want to send to trash, whitelist, ignore the damage, but match the enchants, right? Anything that's unenchanted. Ignore item NBT, match item NBT. Does that have to be exact? I'm not sure. Let's send to trash any bow and arrow. So now when we grab a few of these, okay, we've got the bottom row empty, and we should see only the enchanted ones make it back into here. And you know what? Also, this stuff here should also make its way over to the trash. How come you're not going? This turned out, yeah, this whole exercise in item filtering, it's a complete failure. We have increased our wall here, so at least now we're storing, like this stuff isn't cluttering up our vacuum hopper anymore. And at the moment, I thought this would be fine. So it's sending every item down this pipe. And if I can find a spot in there, it will, because that's set to, I set the servo to furthest first. And obviously this is the closest. So it tries those first and then it chucks things in here. But then I tried a variety of combinations here with servos, like sharing a pipe, two servos, both output and input servos. The idea was that if we have a match NBT data, so I guess that means match the fact that there's no enchantments. Match NBT nearest first. Which one's nearer? Disregard NBT. Just take anything this way. In fact, theoretically, I think that would be better. And one should get trashed and one should come in here. But they both came into the entangled chest, which is very weird, right? I did the same with retrieving servos, these guys. I also tried modern dynamics. I would have a retrieving servo on each output here. I couldn't get it to work. So at the moment, what we're doing is we're just coming in, collecting things, chucking them in our entangled chest. And then we should be able to just swap that over with this one. And it works, as you can see. very far from perfect. Sometimes near enough is good enough, and I'm going to say this one of these occasions. Unfortunately, we've run out of time again, and I didn't get as far down the create rabbit hole that I thought I would. Like, I thought by the end of the episode we'd probably have automatic sifting up as well, but oh well. Lessons were learned, and it's about the journey and not the destination, so I've been told. If you know of any ways to help me improve my setup, please let me know in the comments. Next episode, I'm pretty sure will be in the latest update to the pack, so we'll have even more mods to play with. I'm starting to think that the Modpack creators just don't care about my time. I mean, there's always so much to do. We also won't have to look at this monstrosity here behind us anymore. By the start of the next episode, this will be a giant crater in the ground as we're going to be clearing it out on stream this week. Alright, hope you enjoyed. Bye for now.